Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Apple Box Chronicles. My name is Peyton Buto.
And I'm Adryon Thomas.
And today on the ABCs, we are taking you from A to Z on Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, as it is just re-released in theaters this month. And we both saw it, and we both kind of were like, what should we talk about? Kill Bill? Yeah, Kill Bill. We both saw it.
Yeah.
So, honestly, it's a movie we both love. And I guess it is a movie. It's not two movies anymore, which is really cool. And I mean, Tarantino's been in the news for some not so pleasant reasons. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna, give him a little bit of credit, for a movie that he made. But, obviously, dude sucks. But it's like also this is a really good movie. And, actually a very special movie for me. Also, we are both under the weather.
Yeah. So if we don't sound that great, it's because of that. And we're just like, what should we do today? So we'll talk about Kill Bill. Everybody's talking about Kill Bill, so might as well.
And
talk about it too.
It makes for an easier episode while we're not really feeling 100%.
Yeah. Well, obviously, if you haven't seen it, we're gonna spoil a lot of it. It's like the two volumes have been out for years, so if that's your fault if you're coming in, because we are gonna, I guess, spoil some stuff in a way. But what's your history with Kill Bill?
I love my history with Kill Bill. It's like a canon event for me, Kill Bill. And I was foolish to ever say that this wasn't my favorite Tarantino, because whenever I go back to it, I'm like, no, this is the one. So when I first saw Kill Bill, it was my first one of his that I saw, my first movie of his. It was my introduction to him. I didn't know who the fuck he was before. I was like 12 or 13. My mother loves this movie. It's one of her favorite movies. She doesn't like violent, unpleasant things at all. She hates violence in movies and movies that are gross and gory and scary and bloody. But she loves this movie, and I was like, I thought that was quite interesting. And she was like, "Yeah, this is one of my favorites." And she was like, "You have to watch Kill Bill. It's so good." And I'm like 12 or 13. But most violent thing I had seen, I think, at that point. She puts it on and she goes, "This is a story about your father and me." That was the preparation I had for Kill Bill. And I think, obviously, she's not being literal.
Yeah.
But I think the emotional truth of that was the preparation that kind of colored the whole movie for me, because when I watch it, I'm like, oh no, I understand this as this kind of oddly sweet movie in the sense that it is fucked up and ugly and violent and horrible, but also I think it's a love story. And so for me, this movie's quite romantic in a weird way. And I think it's one of the ultimate love stories in film, and that is the thing that shines through when I watch it.
Yeah, I do. It's kind of it's a messed up kind of love that they have together, because obviously the whole reason why Bill wanted to kill Beatrix Kiddo was because he was so heartbroken. And even in the very when he's at the very beginning, when he's like, "You must think that I'm a sadist. I'm not. I'm a masochist." But it's like he's saying, "This hurts me just as this isn't just to hurt you. This is also hurting me," which is really messed up. But
right,
it shows how much he loved her, that he loved her so much that he was willing to kill her just to not see her in the state that she was.
I do credit my mom for that preparation that she gave, because I understood that very bad person who does very bad things was also hurting. I understood that this movie is kind of about how motherhood just changes a person. I could never understand how, but I do understand that it does.
Yeah.
And that stuff is just every time I watch it, that really shines through as just such a powerful part of this movie. I mean, there are parts of it that I cry at that are just not, I don't think most people would cry at.
You're just
So it's
sobbing at the crazy 88 scene.
no. It's that wedding rehearsal flashback. That's
Yeah.
the one that gets me the most. And I think it's because, you know, my mom and dad have she said this was a story about them. I think what she means is they have a really complicated dynamic where I actually do I never really I don't have any memories of them together, but I actually do understand that my dad weirdly like loves my mom like to this day in a weird way. He still kind of likes her, and they always talk about, oh, we were like so great and perfect together, but you know, he made some choices, this didn't work out, we had kids, it didn't really, you know, it wasn't safe for the kids, the situation, and we couldn't do it. And I'm just thinking, wow, this is kind of a movie about a couple that was so good for each other, like they kind of worked together really well, but they couldn't make it work with kids, you know. And that's kind of why, like, in an abstract, that's kind of what I get out of this movie is just the assassins are it's like a I don't know, a breakup movie with assassins in a weird way.
Yeah. I mean, I've always liked Kill Bill. I mean, my first memory of Kill Bill was not even watching the movie. It was what I know my parents were watching the movie. I believe it was the first volume, and they were watching it downstairs, and I was like, can I watch this movie? And I think my dad was like, no, it's too violent. You can't watch it. And so I was like, okay. And I think I went backstairs and I think went to bed or something. This was probably around the time that it came out. It was probably like 2005, 2006. So I must have been like 8 or something. But I didn't actually watch the movies until maybe my early teens. Sorry. And I just thought it was great. Like everybody else, like this style just really makes it work, and it's so interesting. And you don't really see movies like this in like the mainstream, like form. Like Quinn was taking so much inspiration from like exploitation, blaxploitation, Japanese films, Chinese films, wuxia, westerns,
yeah.
like just everything, and just putting it all into this one movie. And it kind of introduced a lot of people to all these other movies that you just wouldn't be used to or would know. And I think that's kind of the cool part about filmmakers that utilize their inspirations to kind of showcase what movies can be, because I'm sure if you're watching this for the first time and you're not used to movies, this is probably an insane experience for you. And that's why it's so fun. It's just like you get to see all these cool action stuff happen, but you also get this like crazy revenge story. You get the whole reveal of the kid still being alive at the end, which they don't do when the first 2 movies came out. They kind of had like a little cliffhanger ending at the end of Volume 1, being like, oh, does she know that her child is still alive? It's like, no, she doesn't. It's like, oh my god. That's a big reveal. But when you see the whole bloody affair, how it's supposed to be, you get the reveal is whenever, you know, it's a reveal to kiddo Beatrix in the movie. And so I think that's going to be a better effect for anybody who watches this movie for the first time who hasn't seen the first 2.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that was the case for me, but I mean,
I do love that it mirrors the very first person that we see her kill. The very first person that we see her kill in the movie is Vernita Green, and this is chronologically the second person she kills, but we see it first because Vernita Green is a mom. She's become like a suburban mom since she did what she did to Beatrix Kiddo.
Yeah.
And she talks about it, how being a mom has changed her, and like she regrets what she did. And Beatrix Kiddo's like, look, I don't care, because I think her being Beatrix Kiddo being a mom herself, feeling like she's having to avenge her unborn child that was taken from her, is like the whole point, right?
Yeah.
And you get you get this scene where they're fighting, and then the kid comes home from school, and they stop fighting, and they act all nice. And I just think that is like
it's
exactly
a great little comedic moment too.
right, but like that's what happens sort of at the end with between her and Bill. They have to wait until their daughter goes to sleep, and I think that's why I think this movie is about parenting. It's like when the parents don't argue in front of the kids, they try to hide it. They try to like make everything seem okay for the kids, you know.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it just can't work out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a movie about bad parenting in a way, but I wouldn't kind of say that all parents are like that. But like we've kind of talked a little bit about, there are a lot of differences between the whole bloody affair versus the two volumes, and I think one of the coolest differences is that in the whole bloody affair, they don't do any of the transitional stuff at the end of volume 1 or at the beginning of volume 2, where at the end of volume 1 when he's talking to, like we said, there was a whole reveal that, you know, the kid was still alive, but also at the beginning of volume 2, there's a scene where she's talking directly to the camera as she's driving, and she's kind of just gives you a bit of a backstory of what happened in volume 1, and you just don't need that with this, and so it's kind of like a smoother transition, even including the 15-minute intermission in between.
Which is, I mean, I needed that.
Yeah.
To go get more popcorn.
Oh yeah, I use the bathroom too. I think if movies these days just need to bring back the intermission if they're over like 3 hours long. Like,
yeah.
Just bring it back, give 10, 15 minutes, and I think the audience will appreciate it, so that they're not just like sitting like for hours on hours just like watching the movie. And also the honestly, this is my favorite addition, is to take out the black and white for the crazy 88 scene.
Yeah.
Which was the reason why they put half of that fight in black and white, was to get the R rating because it was considered too bloody.
Right.
And I think they also, I don't know if this is true or not, because I haven't seen volume 1 in a few years, but I think they did add like a fight or two in it as well.
I think so too.
Because there was some stuff I was like, oh my, I don't even remember that happening, and that's crazy. And I think they probably also edited a few of those moments out because it was probably too brutal to show. But I mean, as someone who's seen the movies several times, it's fun to just kind of see it in a little bit of a new perspective, and like some of the little changes that they've made. And they also added another a scene to the O-Ren animated sequence.
Yes.
This is like a whole scene, a whole animated scene, which is kind of cool. I wonder why they cut it out of the first one.
I don't know, but it's this whole thing. I actually think it might be new. Like, I think it might be made now.
I don't know.
Because, and the reason I think this is because Uma Thurman's narration, like, you can tell her voice is different.
Okay.
Like, you could just tell it just changes a bit, and the cadence in which she speaks, it changes during that part. And so I think maybe that was recorded later. At least the narration was.
Yeah. Well,
perhaps they animated it.
Maybe
they decided they didn't need it, so she didn't narrate for it.
Yeah, because it does kind of give you a little bit of backstory about how O-Ren kills the one guy who actually does the killing of her dad. And you don't see that, so in a way that guy gets away with it if you watch the volume 1 without that scene in it. And it's crazy. It's like it needs to be animated because it's so insane in an already insane movie.
Yeah. Also love that section of the movie because you've got like the Sanjuro, like blood splatters on every limb that gets cut off. There's just spraying blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And that is like not in the rest of the movie. Like, that's not how the slicing and dicing goes in the rest of the movie. And I think that's just because Tarantino just lets the style dictate how
Yeah.
the fights feel based on who she's fighting and, you know, what fighting style she's using.
Yeah, I always considered the volume 1 or the first half of the movie to be very more Japanese based, and then the second more Chinese based and more of a Western. And with the Japanese, they're more exaggerated with their style and like with the blood and the anime and just all of it. It's just so much more exaggerated in kind of the how kinetic everything is. Where the Chinese is a bit more slowed down and more tranquil, but even the action or the violence can be more floaty, and like when she's training and they have kind of that whoosh like crouching tiger hidden dragon kind of fighting style.
Right.
It's not as kinetic and edity. It's more it lends itself more to the like almost to a mystical sense.
Yeah.
And
yeah, definitely.
That's pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah. I do love that whole flashback sequence leading up to her breaking the casket.
Yeah, that's always been like one of my favorite scenes. Is I always thought that's so insane to be able to just like punch your way through your casket, just like even though it's like right there. You gotta
and
use
also
that force.
just Pai Mei,
Yeah,
the way he flicks his beard at like
It's
every
great.
moment is just like so funny.
yeah, and that's the same actor who plays. I don't remember the name, but he's the leader of the Crazy 88.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so they reuse actors.
Yeah,
a few
they
times.
reuse actors all the time. Like Michael Parks, I gotta talk about Michael Parks. He plays the sheriff who he gets spit on, and he finds out that the bride is still alive. He also plays the father figure that Bill had, and he kind of does a bit of brown face in it, which is questionable. But he's so good in it that most people don't even notice. Like you just
I
assume.
didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't even know, and he's so great. I love that scene because the way he acts in it is so unique and so different. He really stands out. Like he doesn't blink. He does like a half blink. He does like
You're like doing it. The
Yeah.
camera can't see that.
but he does like this half blink, and he's like smoking his cigarette, and he just has this like crazy accent. He's like, he's it's so fun to watch, and
A little fucked up.
It's
but so
a
fun to
little fucked
watch.
up. I
It's
think
basically Tarantino's motto.
because Tarantino had another actor in mind to play that. I think it was Ricardo Montalban who played like who played Khan in Star Trek, Wrath of Khan, but I think that's the actor that was supposed to be in the role, and I think they couldn't make it, or something happened, and so Michael Parks I think he said I could do that, and he's like, really? And he's like, yeah, I can do that, and so he did it, and I think it's great. But yeah, they use a lot of actors in there, like in several, like 2 different parts. Also, I just also want to mention what's his Michael Madsen?
Yes.
I
Rest
think
in peace.
he's kind of underrated in this one. I just like how cool he is, how cool he thinks he is.
Yeah.
And he just has that face. Where
And
he's
I
just
like the like frenemy relationship he has with Elle
yeah,
as well. Also, the scene where he's in the strip club,
so good,
the scene where he's talking to that manager,
so good,
and the manager's crossing his name out is hilarious.
You don't work that day. You don't know when you work. He's just that. I don't know who that manager is, but it's a great encounter because he's just, you see him, he's doing coke with a stripper, and then he's like that fucking hat. he's like the worst manager, but you also understand him. Like you're just like, yeah, like show up on time and wear your uniform. What are you doing?
It's so funny.
It's great because he puts in a lot of these scenes where it's like it's almost not even 100% necessary.
It's not.
But you do kind of see like what his life is like after not being an assassin anymore, and he's kind of gone down this shithole of a life.
I think that's kind of important actually,
no,
because
it is.
we get that a little bit with Vernita Green with the motherhood thing.
Yeah,
we get that with Oren, the whole like round table that she's talking to and she cuts the guy's head off. Like, that's not technically necessary.
Yeah.
But it's showing us what her life is and what she's doing.
I think what's interesting is that we don't see a lot of what Elle Driver's life is like. We kind of see
no,
her
because
come
I think
in
Elle
and out.
Driver is envious of the bride.
Yeah,
Elle Driver wants the bride to be dead so bad because I think she just wants to be Bill's favorite.
yeah.
And so Elle Driver is almost like the one who...
Well, I think she's probably still an assassin.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. She's still in that life.
Yeah, and she's really good at it. I mean, she has like $1 million to give to what's his name? Bud. Yeah. So she's loaded, and I always thought everybody's always has theories on whether or not there should be like a sequel, and I always thought that it would be cool for her to come back in that as like kind of like the what's that one, like blind samurai character? Is that
I don't know. Blind samurai, is it Zatoichi?
Yeah. Kind of like in a kind of I always thought it would be cool for her to come back and
because we technically don't see her die.
Yeah, no, she just gets her other eye plucked out. But yeah, I always thought that was kind of cool to think about, and like she could be like almost like the one who trains Vivier Fox's daughter to find Kill Bill. I always had like this whole Kill Bill, Kiddo. I always had this whole idea of like what the sequel should and could be, and I think a lot of people have kind of theorized what could be of a sequel, but at this point, I don't think there ever will be. I don't think Quentin Tarantino's like the closest thing we ever got is the Fortnite video, which is so fucking. Well, let's just get into that. There's there's a Fortnite short that Quinn
available
wrote.
in the 70mm.
Yeah, and it plays at the very end after all the credits of Kill Bill. And it's just this. It's just a short that's, I guess, kind of edged in between after Beatrix kills Copperhead. And Yuki is the twin or the sister of Go-Go,
I guess.
And she's there to have revenge for her sister's death. And that's it.
It's really lame. Like,
it's not good at all.
You have Tarantino voicing Bill. I mean, the animation is like cool or whatever. Like, they match the Fortnite style really well. But then they have like the Fortnite costumes and the slurp juices and the fucking shield mechanics, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But hey, this is Kill Bill, so the style matches what they're doing.
I just don't.
I just don't know why we needed Fortnite as a style.
And the story itself just doesn't really make much sense. It doesn't really add to anything. There's no revelation to like anything that happens in Kill Bill. Like, you really don't need to see it at all, and nothing would have happened in terms of like watching Kill Bill. There's some dialogue that's just straight up recycled in it.
Yeah.
It's just a cash grab for Quentin and for Fortnite to just like have that collaboration, and it's super unnecessary.
It's weird.
I think Quentin Tarantino saw that PTA was doing a Fortnite collab with One Battle, and he's like, "Oh, I should do that too."
I can do better than that.
Because they've always had that kind of friendly competition with one another, and
Right.
PTA does it better. I'm
Right.
sorry. He does it better. But yeah, I guess that's all we'll say about that. There's not really much to get into on that.
Yeah.
Um,
We could talk a little bit about the soundtrack.
sure, it's iconic.
It is really great.
It's iconic.
It is really crazy cool. Like the fact that he uses Ennio Morricone
Yeah.
tracks in here.
Yeah,
The
that's
fact-
his favorite composer. He loves that.
Yeah, but the fact that he has, I love the Nancy Sinatra, "Bang Bang" at the
Yeah.
beginning. That's like the memory. Like I remember hearing that song for the first time in my living room watching this movie for the first time when my mom showed me. I remember that
Yeah.
so vividly.
There's that one iconic. I don't know what it's called. It's the da da da.
Yeah,
Where they're all walking down. Where they've just used that in trailers and other movies. They just copied that. To
yeah, and
crazy
then there's the
effect.
song "Green Hornet," which I think is really good.
Yeah, whenever she sees someone and she goes all red.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That's Quincy Jones from like an old 70s TV show. Just everything he pulls and uses in this
It's
movie.
also from Orca.
I don't think it's the same noise, but it's the same effect. It's
Right,
the same,
so you
like,
combine the Quincy Jones
Yeah.
with Orca.
which is like insane. I remember when we saw that in Orca, we were just like, "What?
Kill Bill?
What is going on?" But yeah, this movie, what he takes from other movies and puts in this is so interesting and so different, and he's stealing a lot of it, but he's utilizing it in such a way that rebrands it, and he kind of makes his own. And I just think that's cool.
It is cool. I mean, he owes a lot of it to a lot of like films that have come before, but like
Yeah.
I will say this, I do love this kind of epic mishmash of all these things, and I think the story at the center of it, like I talked about at the beginning, like the heart of it is what's special to me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of all these cool styles that now older watching the movie I recognize.
Mhm.
But for me, this was like a lot of like introductory stuff to that.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Like at the beginning, when people saw this for the first time, they're just like, "Oh, what? You could do that in a movie?" And it's like, yeah, they've been doing that in movies. You just don't know about it.
Right. So like
Yeah.
it kind of put me on to some of that
Yeah.
when I would watch samurai movies later, or when I saw Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I was like, oh, this is what Tarantino was pulling from right here. You know, stuff like this.
Well, I mean, even that was pulling from Wuxia, like
Yeah,
Dragon
obviously
Inn
that wasn't
and-
the first. Yeah, and I've seen Dragon Inn too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually saw that first.
He's not even trying to hide it or like
No,
try
very
to
much wearing
cover
it.
it up. Yeah, it's like, this is what's inspired this movie, and this is what inspires me, and this is what we're gonna do. And
Yeah,
it's cool.
it's very direct, but I do think in this case, it's like I said, it's worn around a story that I think is powerful in its own way.
Yeah, I also the style of dialogue that he does. It's very interesting, and of course he'd be known for having such unique ways of writing his characters. I mean, shoot, he's won an Academy Award for it. It's just one, right? Did he just win one?
I'm not sure.
I know he won for
Pulp Fiction.
Inglorious. Did he win one for Pulp Fiction?
Screenwriting? Yeah, I think.
So he's won two then.
Oh, okay.
I just remember Pulp Fiction winning the Palme d'Or. But it's so interesting that he has like.
Or was
such
it
a
directing that he won for Pulp Fiction?
No, I think that year it was Forrest Gump.
I thought Forrest Gump was picture, and then because they went hunting with Zemeckis and Spielberg.
Yeah, and he won.
Spielberg said, "You're
won.
gonna win picture, and you're gonna win screenplay or director."
It was screenplay. I
Screenplay.
think.
Okay, then it was screenplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, back on track. And I see a lot of these people nowadays who are so critical of writing in movies and like using certain styles. And like for instance, there was this one person who was like just talking crap about this just whatever movie that was on Netflix about the writing style, and it's like that's just, it's a style. You could like it or not, but it's a style.
Was it the Keira Knightley movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too. I think I sent you that.
Yeah.
But
well, I saw it before you sent me, but I saw it as well. But the thing is, if you don't like the style of writing, that's one thing. But a lot of people are just saying you shouldn't write movies like
this is not how people talk.
Yeah.
That's one of my least favorite things in the world. Is when you say, this is not how people talk, it's terrible writing. We're not here to... Blood don't work like that in Kill Bill, you know? Physics don't work like that in Kill Bill.
Yeah.
You know, we're not here to, like... we're not here to make movies to mimic one-to-one reality, how people talk, how people act, how people fight. We're here to imagine things, because, I mean, if not for the heightened... kind of abstract nature of some of these things, I, as a kid, would not have, I think, understood and absorbed the actual heart of the story.
Yeah. And things become boring after a while. Like,
right.
So obviously it's a style of writing. You might not like that style, but there's a lot of people that probably do and like really relate to that, like what they're saying or how they're saying things or what words they're using, and that doesn't detract from the fact that it's still just a movie trying to tell a story. It's just the way they're telling the story and the way the characters are speaking. It's like people that were mad about the prequels being like so, like how they talk being so or the dialogue being so like wooden, I guess, or whatnot. But there's a Shakespeareanness to it. It's like a little on the nose, but it's also very dramatic, and it really brings out. It really does remind me of like a Shakespeare, like the way that people talk in those movies, and people have kind of come to terms with that, and they see that. And like even Hayden Christensen, like he's so emotive in those movies. He gets really like sad and angry and frustrated, and you see that coming through. And the way he's giving those lines, it's interesting. You don't really see that everywhere, and I feel like this style really brings something unique to Star Wars that we probably wouldn't have had if like someone else wrote it. And it's the same with Quentin Tarantino and how he writes his characters. Nobody talks like a normal person in any of his movies.
No,
like even in Pulp Fiction, I know that was a big thing back in the day. They were like, oh, they talk like normal people do, and there are certain scenes in which like they talk like normal people, but there are other times where it's like Samuel L. Jackson is like reciting biblical scripture that's not even accurate. It's like nobody talks like that. Nobody's just reciting. Also,
just the way that
the Bible.
Just the way that he even talks to Ringo at the end when he's got the gun on him.
Yeah.
The way that Uma Thurman and John Travolta speak to each other at the diner, I think, is very a little bit heightened as well.
Yeah.
Everybody
brings up the scene where it's like they're talking in the car about McDonald's. It's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's a chill.
Yeah.
Like when they're conversing about superfluous things. Yes, but like Harvey Keitel, the wolf, talks like nobody does, and I love it.
Yeah,
because you get this insight as like this guy is just so different, you know.
And it's just a style. Like people getting upset about the way that characters are written because they're not realistic. It's like, come on, it's a movie. It's not gonna be realistic.
Yeah. Oh,
it's never gonna be realistic enough.
You know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of the dialogue in this movie does kind of like it does kind of come by surprise in how there are certain scenes where people are being real and grounded with each other. Like most of the time when Beatrix and Bill are talking, yeah, there's some of it's very like it's almost like a dance.
Yeah.
Like it's very choreographed, but like my favorite scene, the wedding rehearsal flashback, is when they're talking on that porch. And he says a line, it's like, "Oh, your side of the aisle's always been a bit lonely, but I wouldn't sit anywhere else." To me, that's impactful. I love that line. Also, I love that scene because it's so unexpected. You wouldn't expect that kind of calm conversation of them kind of trying to reconcile things and her kind of saying goodbye to him, and she knows that she doesn't really want to, but she's just trying to do it for the betterment of her child. And when he says, if that's the man you want, just go stand with him or join him or whatever, he's basically saying, like, if you want to die with this guy, go ahead, because I'm gonna kill this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like, I have to, you know? And so you don't really expect it, but because, you know, knowing that he did that to her from the get-go, you kind of expect it to be like a bloodbath, and it is a bloodbath, but you don't really expect that build-up to be so calm and them to be talking like that.
Yeah.
And then I guess it literally is like he literally is just like, I overreacted.
Yeah,
it's like you
it's like you overreacted. No,
It's basically like he just loses his shit, and that is how this movie represents a man who was trying to be rational, and he let his emotions get the better of him in that conversation, and that's Bill's version of that, is literally killing people.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a killer. That's what I do. In a way,
that's my mom's favorite line is, I'm a murdering bastard, and there are consequences for breaking the heart of a murdering bastard.
Yeah, exactly. And it's almost like, it's kind of ridiculous that she didn't see this coming. It's like, what did you, it is like, what did you expect?
She thought Bill was like, was being gracious to her, but it's like, of course, he just doesn't have that in him.
Yeah. But not to say that Bill had the right to do that, of course not. But it's just kind of, you put yourself with bad people like that, you're gonna get the worst of it.
I also love, I think one of my favorite lines in the movie is the end when he says, "No, you're not a bad person. You're a terrific person. You're my favorite person. But every once in a while, you can be a real cunt." That really just encapsulates their dynamic so well, and that I love that dynamic. I love their relationship.
I think that's the most case for anybody who loves another person. It's like, you're my, like, if you truly like that person, it's like, even in the worst case scenarios when they're being awful, you still love them and you still think they're the greatest. They're just being awful in that one time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes I just want to shoot you in the fucking head, but that would make me sad too. No, not at all. But
yeah, David Carradine's really great in it.
David Carradine as Bill, I think that dude. I don't think I've seen him in anything else.
He's in stuff. He's mostly in older stuff.
He's perfectly cast in this, and I know that there's an age gap clearly between him and Uma Thurman, which kind of makes it a little yucky for some people, and I understand that. My father and mother have an age gap, not that much, but there's a decent age gap, and I'm like, so when I watch this, it just kind of plays into it's like, again, the same. It's like, again, like, I can see why my mom sees the movie that way. It's this thing, but it's like heightened to the to the nth degree, you know?
Yeah. And I just love I think my favorite is like him talking to Beatrix, like, at the end, and just like talk, like, the whole Superman metaphor and the whole truth serum stuff, and there's just him kind of talking to her, and like her talking and being like, I didn't think you would actually do that to me. And all up to the very end where she does the with the 5 finger or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, the flashback we get in there of her learning she's pregnant, that's another one of my favorite parts.
It's really funny.
It is really funny, but like I think it would have gone down so differently had the assassin hunting her had not been a woman as well.
Oh, that's true.
You know? And I think that again, this is a movie about how motherhood changes a person, and when she talks about Bill shooting her in the head being one of the things that she would have thought to be the most impossible at one point, it's like, yeah, this is how drastic parenthood changes you. Is that, I mean, I don't know this, but I just feel like the movie really, like, it helps me understand this a little bit, that being a parent, it's like the impossible becomes possible. It's like the things you are willing to do for your betterment of your child become things that you never thought you'd be capable of.
Oh, 100%. I think, yeah.
And I guess the same thing in heartbreak. Some people get so sad by something so unexpected that they do things they didn't think they would do either.
Yeah, the world falls apart.
Yeah.
Even though it's running just fine, you just feel like it is.
Right.
This is a random kind of thought right here, but I saw this thing on Twitter that someone compared how Beatrix is dressed when she's going to kill Bill, but then she finds out that the daughter.
My mom told me this, and she pointed this out to me. Go on, but she pointed this out to me when I was younger.
No. This is not the same.
Oh,
this is very different.
Okay. Maybe I jumped the gun on that one.
Yeah, this is very, very much a random thought kind of thing. But I saw that they compared the way that she's dressed to the way that Chase Infinity is dressed in.
Oh, really?
One Battle. Yeah, they got
it
the
is
black
kind of similar.
and then the blue kind of dress.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I just wanted to mention that. I thought that was really cool.
Well, what my mom did tell me was that the way she's dressed when she goes to kill Bill is like, it's very like casual and nice.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, it's not like something the way you would dress to go and take somebody out.
Yeah.
It's almost like a housewife kind of outfit, like a casual,
Yeah.
I'm just going home sort of thing. As opposed to the like yellow samurai outfit.
It is interesting that, because you would think dressed like that, it's almost like she's always gonna like coax him into like the same thing that he did with her. But no, she goes in like almost guns a-blazing before she sees
well, because she doesn't know what he's gonna do,
Yeah.
Anything's on the table. And I love that moment where she sees a child and she goes, "Freeze, mommy." That is like, it's so like sweet at the same time as being shocking. And I think
great child actor too.
And she's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She sells Brad Pitt the acid cigarette. Isn't she in another movie that we know of?
I
looked this up recently.
She's in the Steve Jobs movie.
Really?
Yeah, the one with Fassbender.
Really?
I believe she plays Fassbender's Steve Jobs' daughter.
Really?
I believe, if I'm thinking right.
There was another one, I think. There was another. Also, her name is BB.
Mm-hmm.
Because Bill and Beatrix.
Yeah.
Which is a cute name. I do love that they wait. She has this like nice evening with her daughter before they actually hash it out, and it's like, again, just this idea that these assassins kind of almost have this rule where like they don't fight with kids in the room, like parents who don't fight with kids in the room. They don't fight in front of the kids. And so this movie is like, when I watch it, I'm like, it's like I'm in the room.
Well, yeah, they don't want to taint the kids. They don't want the kids to like get traumatized because,
right.
I mean, we've seen even with the flashback with the Oren like anime sequence how she was traumatized by the events of her parents getting killed, and that completely changed her into being an assassin.
But what I'm saying is like, with this movie, it is like I'm reminded of there's so much history to the way that my parents used to be as a couple that I never saw. And so this movie kind of gives me that, like, a little bit of perspective.
Yeah.
Knowing that my mom actually does project that onto this movie, it's like, okay, if that's how you feel it's accurate, then it changes how I see the movie. And so that's why I really love this movie. That's why it's my favorite of his movies, and kind of a special one.
I think it's hard. It's hard to place because I think my favorite is going to be Once Upon a Time. I just think that's very rewatchable, and I just love all the scenes in that one. Second, it's hard. It's between this and Inglourious Bastards. It's hard to, like, all of his movies are really great. Death Proof is whatever.
I haven't seen it.
It's whatever. I mean, Texas Chili Parlor's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe my friend Aaron Morgan is in it, in that scene.
Yeah. We go to Texas Chili Parlor every once in a while.
Yeah.
But
what's your favorite?
Huh?
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that this, I do like this as one movie rather than two movies as well.
Oh yeah,
I think it just works better and it flows better, and it's not as censored and edited, and it's great. The one thing I do find just kind of weird is that he has so many credits. Like, he just reuses, like, there's credits at the beginning, there's credits at the end, and then a secondary credits at the end as well. There's like three sequences in which they show the characters' names, which is a bit much. It is a long movie, so I understand if you want to do credits at the beginning and credits at the end, but I think he's going a bit overboard with it in that case. I think he just likes the fonts, and he's like, I like it in this font, but I also like it in this font.
Yeah, a little maximalist. Yeah.
But that's QT for you.
Yeah. Anyway, let us know what your favorite QT movie is. Let us know what your favorite Paul Dano movie is. Let us know what your favorite Matthew Lillard performance is, and let us know what the best Owen Wilson performance is and why it's Cars.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually Cars, in my opinion. I just say that.
It's crazy that he doesn't like those actors when Owen Wilson is in Midnight in Paris, and that's like one of his favorite movies. And
he doesn't actually not like those actors, though. I really think he just has a personal projection or issue. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think he actually doesn't like those actors.
He's weird.
Anywho, we got through that somewhat well, given our condition, specifically mine. I think I'm feeling it a little worse than you at this point.
Yeah, I still got a tingle in my throat.
But yeah, we had to cut a few times, 'cause shit. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think a lot of people have already talked about this movie, and there's not much to add to it.
But we had to take it easy on ourselves this week, so hope you enjoyed our conversation anyway. A little chill, kind of less structured episode for us, but we need that every once in a while. Be sure to follow us on Spotify, subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Apple, leave us a comment, a like, share the podcast with your friends, rate it, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram as well. Mm-hmm. Check out some of the clips we put out on there. And yeah, check us out every Monday. We've got, I believe, 2 more episodes after this for the season.
Yeah.
And then season 2 kicks off in February of next year, so we'll see you guys again then. We're going to take a little break in January. But, yeah. Hope you guys are doing well. Stay warm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have a good holiday.
Yeah, if you guys are sick too, I hope you guys get over that, because I know a lot of people have been sick.
A lot of people. Especially a lot of people that we know here. All right, well, that about does it. I've been Peyton.
And I've been Adryon.
And we'll see you next time on the Apple Box.